I think we need a round of applause for this beautiful bride this afternoon. What do you think? Susan was escorted down the aisle today by, no doubt, a very proud dad in you, Chris.
Yep.
So as you stand beside your baby girl, I ask, have you brought Susan to marry Matt here today? And do you give your blessing for this marriage?
Yes, I do.
That's our first I do, folks. Round of applause for Dad. You're welcome to give your baby another kiss and a cuddle. You can shake this guy's hand or give him a hug. Or both. You're welcome to take a seat. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Well, I guess it's pretty obvious why we're here. These two met, fell in love, and decided that they saw happily ever after in each other. But I wonder how many of you here today know the story of how these two came to be standing before us. The story of Susan and Matt began back in January 2015. She was all dressed up for a birthday bash to celebrate her friend Marilyn. Little did she know, the real gift that night would be meeting the love of her life. At the party, Susan and Matt kept bumping into each other, and quite literally, whether it was reaching for a slice of cake or dodging the dance floor, their paths crossed repeatedly. Susan was drawn, she tells me, to Matt's quirky sense of humour, while Matt couldn't help but get lost in Susan's beautiful eyes. As the night unfolded, they found themselves deep in conversation, laughing and sharing stories as if they'd known each other forever. However, in a classic twist of fate, Susan left before Matt could ask for her phone number. Not one to give up easily, Matt turned to Marilyn for help, only to be met with a swift rejection. Well played, Marilyn. Undeterred, though, he decided to track Susan down the way any one of us would have, on Facey. Who needs a phone number when you've got social media? Hey, Matt? So over the next few months, their chats transformed into real-life dates. They spent hours talking about everything and nothing, and somewhere along the way, they both realised that they had fallen head over heels in love with each other. So fast forward to April 2023, Matt was ready to turn the page to the next chapter. He took Susan to the Rock Lookout, a spot he had been secretly planning to propose. As they stood, admiring the stunning view, he remembers taking a deep breath, got down on one knee, and asked, "Will you marry me?" Susan, overwhelmed with joy, naturally said yes. Spoiler alert. We made it. So Susan and Matt tell me they often chuckle about their fateful meeting at Marilyn's birthday party. They're forever grateful for that chance encounter that brought them together, proving that sometimes the best love stories start with a little serendipity and a hell of a lot of laughter. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest pleasure that I welcome you here this afternoon to the stunning Artemis Wines right here in the vineyard as we meet for the wedding of Susan Grace Roach and Matthew John Pickering. My name is Glenn Malanta. I'm an authorised marriage celebrant, duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. We thank each of you for being with us today, recognising that some of you may have travelled some distance to be joining us here, but I'm sure you'd rather be nowhere else but here celebrating these two incredible humans. Susan and Matt, I offer you these words about marriage, aptly from a verse called The Art of Marriage, because many of you here who put your hands up before saying that you were married, you'll probably attest to this. It can be a bit of an art form at times. There are times that your love thrives and times you want to kill each other. That's just part of it. But here's a few pointers that might help you. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands, much like today. It's remembering to say, I love you, at least once a day. So have you done that yet today?
I have.
Let's hear it again.
I love you.
I love you.
I like to put you on the spot. It's never going to sleep angry. It's at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon, but should continue throughout the years. It's having a mutual sense of values and common objectives, which you both clearly have. It's standing together facing the world. It's forming a circle of love that gathers the whole family. It's doing things for each other, but not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the true spirit of joy. It's speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. Good luck, you'll never find that. But it is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and at times you'll probably need a really good sense of humour. It's having the capacity to forgive and forget. It's giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow old. It's a common search for the good and the beautiful. It's establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It's not only marrying the right partner, but it's you both being the right partner. I'm going to ask that you drop your hands if that's okay.
Sure.
Probably getting a little sweaty by now, are they?
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I can. And I ask that you raise your hand if you feel this applies to you. I want to ask you firstly, out of the two of you, who's the most competitive? All right, proof and point. Joint. Who's most likely to plan a surprise date night? All right, room to move there, Matt. Who's the better gift giver? All right, we need to settle this one. What have you given him?
I gave you like the speed boat thingy around the harbour. That was pretty cool. And I let you buy that $3,000 computer. That's kind of a gift.
She let you, you're right. Now, so what have you bought her? And the ring doesn't count.
I think she won.
All right, keep your hand down. Know your place. Who normally gets out of bed first? Who's the better dancer? Neither of you, because you both dodge the dance floor.
You'll see later.
Who has the worst singing voice? Who's more adventurous? Who's the funny one? Who's better at managing money? Who's the clean one? Who cries more in movies? Oh, both of you. You big softy. Who has the best chance of talking their way out of a speeding fine? Who spends more time on social media? Who's most likely to fall asleep while watching a movie on the couch? Who's the best at keeping secrets?
Nope.
No. Neither are willing to admit that one. Who's most likely to initiate a cuddle? Is that a joint effort?
Yeah.
All right. Who's most likely to initiate special cuddles? Who do you think's the better kisser? Oh, I don't know. That was a well-played move on your wedding day with your bride looking at you. I'll ask that one again. Hold on. Who's the better kisser? And who wears the pants? You happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
Look, we did used to say happy wife, happy life. We now say happy spouse, happy house. It's up to both of you. So you both can wear the pants from now on. Agree?
I'll allow it.
Yeah. As an authorised Commonwealth appointed civil marriage celebrant, I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you are joined in marriage in my presence, and in the presence of these beautiful witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people, to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. It's a long time. I now ask you, Matt, do you come here today of your own free will to take Susan to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Susan, do you come here today of your own free will to take Matt to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
And now, as their nearest and dearest, I have a question very quickly for you all. A simple "we do" will suffice. I think it's only fair that you participate too. Do you all here today, as witnesses, promise to continue and love these two amazing humans as from today they finally become husband and wife?
We do.
You invited the right people. Please repeat after me. I call upon
I call upon
the persons here present
the persons here present
to witness that I, Susan,
to witness that I, Susan,
take you, Matthew,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
I call upon
I call upon
the persons here present
the persons here present
to witness that I, Matthew,
to witness that I, Matthew,
take you, Susan,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Well done. Now, as you stand opposite each other, I'd like to invite you to steal a moment and just look into each other's eyes for a second. Because since 2015, since meeting at Marilyn's birthday bash, you've been through a lot. The highs, the lows, all in between, everything that life can throw at you. And you've gotten through it all, every little moment, to lead you to this one. This one special moment where you get to declare your love in front of us all and make a commitment to do this thing called life with each other forever. I don't think there's anything more special than that. Remember this feeling right now and let it carry you through your married life. The happiness. Never lose what you have. Always make each other the priority. Listen, love. Never go to sleep on an argument. All those little tips I gave you before. But now I'm going to ask that as you turn back to me, you take a couple of moments to share some of your own words. And I want to let you know that after sharing your vows, things won't ever be the same. Because what you're saying, Matthew, is this is my wife. And this is my husband. Now, who would like to go first? You will. You okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Otherwise, you can scissors, paper, rocket.
You want to go first?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Put that nice and close.
Susan, from the moment I met you, my life changed in the most amazing ways. You became my best friend, inspiration, and my greatest love. I'm sure you have heartfelt vows for me, as I do for you, but being in your presence is always enough. Just like each night when I call out to you for that simple goodnight hug, being in your presence fills me with joy and relaxes my soul. I love sharing our friendships, traveling, training, encouraging each other, and exploring life together. Every moment with you is special. From that moment when you said yes, watching the sunset, to cuddling in front of the TV, you make me happy. I'll keep waking you up early on weekends to make the most of our day, because spending time with you is the best part of mine. I vow to be by your side when life seems easy and when it seems hard, to share my thoughts and to listen to yours. I promise to respect you, to care for you, and to love you for all of my life.
No.
Oh.
I'll tell you when to do that.
Matthew, my handsome groom, my best friend, my soulmate. Every day I feel so lucky that I have found someone so kind, so loving, and so funny. You light up every room with joy, and you are always the one to find the excitement in life. Thank you for being the most incredible partner I could ever ask for. I promise to love you every day. The love I have for you will always be here, and nothing or no one can change that. Thank you for always being there for me when I need it the most, and for making my life so much fun when we're together. I vow to be there for you through good times and bad, and to make sure your days are filled with happiness and laughter. I promise to be your biggest fan. I promise to be your biggest fan and support you as we take this journey together. Words cannot describe how excited I am to experience life with you. I hope our love never grows old, and that 50 years down the road, your face is still the first thing I see every morning and the last thing I see every night. I hope your laughter is the soundtrack to all of our stories. Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote, "If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk in my garden forever." So as long as I'm alive and breathing, you'll never have to lie awake at night wondering if anybody cares about you. You'll never have to go to sleep feeling alone, and you'll never have to go another day without feeling loved. I absolutely adore you. You have my mind and my heart, and I give you my unconditional love.
Absolutely beautiful. I'd now like to invite our ring bearer forward with a couple's rings, please. So I think you just take that, Susan, out of the box, mate. Maybe just take Susan's out. Maybe take a step back. Take a step back for a moment. Matt, as you place the ring on the edge of Susan's finger, please repeat after me. To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
For richer or poorer.
For richer or poorer.
In joy and sorrow.
In joy and sorrow.
I promise my love to you.
I promise my love to you.
With this ring.
With this ring.
I take you as my wife.
I take you as my wife.
For as long as we both shall live.
For as long as we both shall live.
It's hard jumping over that dress. Susan, as you place the ring on the edge of Matt's finger, please repeat after me. To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
For richer or poorer.
For richer or poorer.
In joy and sorrow.
In joy and sorrow.
I promise my love to you.
I promise my love to you.
And with this ring.
With this ring.
I take you as my husband.
I take you as my husband.
For as long as we both shall live.
For as long as we both shall live.
Well, Susan and Matt have declared before us all here today as their witnesses that they'll live together in marriage. They've made beautiful promises to one another and symbolised those promises with words spoken and just now the giving and receiving of rings. With that said, there is only one thing left for me to do. By the authority vested in me, I now have the absolute honour and privilege of declaring you, Matt and Susan, husband and wife. You may now kiss your beautiful bride. Well done. The happy couple will now take a couple of moments to sign the official papers along with their witnesses, Erin Roach and Raylene Stanley. If you can also join us at the signing table to sign, that would be appreciated. To everyone else, if you wouldn't mind staying here just for a couple of moments, that would be appreciated while we sign. And we'll repay that in kind once we finish the ceremony today. Well, thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, they did it. It's official. How much fun was that? Now, you're going to head off and have a mead to celebrate, and then you're going to head back for some photos. But before we do that, we'd like to really celebrate these two now that they've finally done this. What I'm going to ask that you do is to jump up and make as much noise as possible. I want to see who we can annoy from the venue here by being really loud and annoying. You ready for this? Everybody, please. What's that? Everybody, please put your phones away. And also, put your hands together and make as much noise as possible as I present. They are Australia's newest married couple, Matt and Susan.
We can live here. We can die. Oh, oh, so bright and awake. My heart levitates. We can live here. We can die. We can live here. We can die.
Just right here. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, as Susan's father, it's my privilege to welcome Matt to the family. Officially welcome Matt to the family. He's been a bit of an unofficial member of the family for a number of years. We always know to make sure the cookie jar is completely full when he's coming over. And in all honesty, if it wasn't for Matt, the inanimate carbon rods would not have won the trivia night because Matt came up with the name. Didn't do much other than that, but he came up with the name. So it's also true to say that when we first met Matt, we thought he was two short guys wearing a trench coat. But he soon won us over and obviously won Susan over as well. I still recall Susan's first birthday after meeting Matt. I accidentally walked into the lounge room when Susan was opening Matt's present. You could just see the hope and the fear in his face, and it was obvious how he cared about her. And on the flip side with Susan, who has always been into makeup and fashion, etc., the fact that she now goes camping and rock climbing and roughing it is still something I'm trying to get my head around. And also the fact that as the person who took Susan to all the parent-teacher meetings over all the years, I would have put really good money that she had never heard of Alfred Lord Tennyson until she quoted him today. So they've obviously had a very positive impact on each other, which is great news. And so it was no real surprise when Matt turned up a bit over a year ago with a six-pack of beer and a bunch of flowers to ask for our blessing, which obviously we gave, and here we are. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming, particularly those who have come from far afield, including interstate. Obviously want to thank everyone who's helped Susan and Matt put today together, as well as all the events preceding that. Unfortunately, Susan's brother Joe can't be here today. Joe loves his big sister, and I'm sure in his way wishes nothing but the best for you both. But otherwise, I shall get this and say, Matt, welcome to the family.
Cheers. Thank you.
I'm so proud of Matthew, the man that he's become, the friend to everyone, his humour, his dedication to people is amazing. I remember when he took me flying first, his dedication to flying was amazing. And he took me up in the air, and I've hated flying, I still do. But he made me feel so confident in his ability. And I think that's what he can give to Susan too. He can be the wings that support her, because he's just dedicated to everything he does. And the rock climbing that they do together. I've seen some of those pictures and I go, oh my God, I don't want to see this. But yes, I think that they can be a rock for each other, to support each other through good times and bad times. And I'd really like to welcome Susan to the family, because since they've been together, she's just become part of our family, and we would miss her. It's just amazing to see how much love and laughter and everything that they can put together. And I would like everyone to raise their glasses and cheers to Matt and Susan. Cheers.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Cheers.
Obviously, my name is Marilyn. I feel incredibly honoured to be standing by Matt and Susan's side today and be part of their journey. Before I go on, first of all, how beautiful is Susan? She looks absolutely stunning today. Please, everyone, give her a round of applause. You look right too, Matt. So all of you already know how Matt and Susan met, but they met at my 21st birthday. And they put it a bit more eloquently than I did earlier tonight, but Matt asked me for Susan's number at the end of the night. And I politely told him to man up and ask himself. Anyway, then a few weeks later, we went to another friend's 21st birthday. And I'd completely forgot that Matt asked me for Susan's number. And at the end of the night at one of the friends' birthdays, Susan was like, is that Matt guy messaging anybody else on Facebook? And in that moment, it dawned on me that Matt had liked Susan. So look, if anybody wants to meet the love of their life, feel free to hit me up at the end of the night, because I clearly put a match made in heaven today. Okay, can you hold this? I have a few pages. I had to go quite big because I thought I wouldn't be able to see the page. So I've had the pleasure of knowing Matt and Susan for a really long time. One day I brought Carly into the mix, and the four of us became this inseparable, slightly dysfunctional family, but I wouldn't change it in the world. We originally started as what we used to call a tricycle crew, and then we, once Carly came involved, we called ourselves the quad bike crew. I know it's a bit dorky, but that's our names. I absolutely love our little family, and we've been through everything together, every milestone, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I absolutely love both of you. You probably recognise us in Instagram as the same four people in every photo, but just standing in a different order. So, I'll give you that. Again, big writing. You took one more page. Thank you. So when I first met Matt, he was a bit of a goofball. He didn't have a care in the world, and his infectious goofy laugh made everything feel like a joke. But since being with Susan, I've watched Matt grow into a relatively mature, strong, and an incredibly supportive partner. He's become someone who would move mountains for Susan, and it's been amazing to see how much he's grown with her. I'm going to let you in on a bit of a secret, Susan, that you don't know in your entire relationship, but Matt is a big softie. Every time you've been upset or if you've had a rough day, Matt sneakily calls me and asks me to give you a call to check in on you, and not once has he ever taken credit for it. So all those phone calls when you've had a rough day and I've just randomly known and called you, that was because Matt gave me a heads up.
So you suck.
I do suck as a friend, but he's great as a husband. And now on to Susan. Susan and I have been through absolutely every milestone together since we were 12 years old, sharing everything from awkward teen years, wild adventures, terrible dates, drunken nights out, and so much more. Susan's actually the person that gave me my very first drink, just so everyone knows that. Through all the ups and downs in life, she's always looked out for me and had my back, and she's grown into a beautiful, confident, and hilarious woman who cares so deeply for those around her and will do absolutely for anybody that's in her life. Since being with Matt, she's mellowed out in the best way possible. and Matt's brought a sense of calm and adventure in her life. Susan has brought out Matt's soft side and helped him realise that sandwich jokes are not funny. Now you can take this one. Together they've evolved into this perfect balance, lifting each other up and bringing out the best in each other, supporting one another and growing side by side. And that's something that's truly amazing to see. Fast forward a few years, I get a random message from Matt on Instagram telling me that he wants to propose to Susan. Immediately, I burst into tears out of pure happiness. After helping Matt get the ring and workshopping proposal ideas, I figured Matt would want to take his time, plan this perfect little proposal, but of course, in perfect Matt fashion, as soon as I dropped off the ring, he texted me that night and said, "I'm proposing tomorrow. Can I have your help?" I was like, "Okay, sure, Matt, let's get this done." So Carly and I sprang into action, and we wanted to help Matt obviously plan the perfect proposal. After a day of running around, we tried to convince Susan to buy an outfit, but we didn't want Susan to know this. So we were pretending that I was going out for a night out. And of course, Susan, being the amazing friend that she is, was so focused on my outfit that it was almost impossible to get her an outfit for herself. So after running around, we headed to the Lookout to set up Matt's proposal vision. It was a full production with a photographer, fairy lights, flower petals, drinks, and a charcuterie board. After we finished setting up, we raced out of there because we knew Matt would be early. Of course. As we were driving out, what do you know? Matt was early. And they drove straight past us. And out of pure genius, Carly and I thought, we'll just duck. They won't see us while we're driving. So we ducked while we were driving. But luckily Matt pulled it off and Susan didn't see us as we drove past them. I thought it was clever. But that didn't matter because Matt pulled it off beautifully. And based on a phone call we got afterwards, Susan was completely surprised and overjoyed. It was a perfect start to the next chapter in their lives together. I can kiss this one now. Matt and Susan, thank you so much for being the best family that I could ever ask for. I'm beyond grateful to have the two of you in my lives. And Matt, thank you so much for making my best friend the happiest I've ever seen her. Please raise a glass, everybody. So let's cheers to Matt and Susan. May your love continue to grow stronger with each passing year. May you always find joy in each other's lives, laughter in each other's jokes, and endless happiness with your two fur babies, Tommy and Hazel. Cheers. Cheers. I'm shaking. Thank you guys.
I touched it up a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
Like a tissue.
Hello. So Pico and I have been mates going on 20 years now, going all the way back to our high school days. We ended up meeting through one of our other mates, Todd. And Todd and I got chatting one day about going bodyboarding together. And that's when he mentioned he was good friends with Pico and they already go bodyboarding together. So we should all meet up and go bodyboarding as a threesome. I said I was in. And at that point, I must say, although I had seen him around here and there, I mean, how could you miss him? He's such a giant. I didn't really know Pico. I had, however, heard of him. The word going around was that not only was he a kid who had started smoking at the ripe old age of 12, but just for funsies, he and his mates would go around lighting things on fire. The island at Harrington Park Lake for one. So naturally I was a little bit concerned. And I was right to be concerned because he, knowing that I was a newbie to bodyboarding, suggested we go to a break called Shark Island. Shark Island. And if that didn't sound sketchy enough already, this dude forgot to mention that not only is it a 150 metre swim out into this horrifying deep blue just to get to the break, it is also one of Australia's most powerful and dangerous waves. It literally sucks the reef up dry and exposes all the sharp, jagged rocks.
So if you mess up, it's pretty much good luck. Nice knowing you. And just to top it off, it's also fiercely guarded by a gang of psychotic locals that will happily kick your teeth in if they feel you're a threat to stealing one of their waves. So needless to say, there wasn't many waves wrote that day, but many bricks were shat. In the end, it was still a fun adventure filled with a lot of laughs, thus becoming the start of our 20-year friendship. Throughout these past 20 years, I've learned a lot from Pico, and to me, that's what best mates are all about. Sure, most friendships are a lot of fun and adventure and all that good stuff. That's why we have friends. But the best friendships are the ones we learn from each other and teach each other many of life's most valuable lessons. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the wisdom that I've picked up from Pico over the years. The essence of life isn't always about the big moments, the first moments or the milestone moments, like being born and growing up, and in his case, up again. It's not about getting your first kiss, your first girlfriend, your first root. It's not about falling in love for the first time, finishing high school, getting a job, buying a house. Nor is it about getting certified in personal training and never using it. Certified in logistical analysis, never using it. Dropping 15k and grinding hard for a pilot's license that you also don't use after one flight. And that is pretty impressive though, I'll say that. So don't get me wrong, they're all good things, they're great things that shape us as humans and things to look back on and be proud of, and I'm sure proud of you. But beyond that, our friendship has taught me that the essence of life is really about the small moments. Whether planned, unplanned, or just straight up drunken shenanigans, it's those moments that shape who we truly are, and those memories we'll be reminiscing about and giggling about as we sit in our rocking chairs, munging on soggy biscuits, wasting away our final days in a retirement village. So let me share with you a few examples of Pico's little moments over the years that have taught me about the true essence of life. Huh? Is it quiet?
You're killing my arm. I'd work out, but Jesus.
Yeah, I'll stand over yourself. Some of these examples are surprising your best mate in the change room after a winter surf sesh with a butt-naked swinging dick windmill, despite having full shrinkage on display. That's one I cannot get out of my memory. Life is about going that little extra mile to beat your mate in the street race, just to overshoot the turn, miss a telegraph pole by this much, and almost write your car off. Sorry, Mum. It's about choosing to risk hypothermia and run the 10 kilometres home drunk at 2 a.m. from Campbelltown Catholic Club just to save that little bit of extra cash for a cab. And it's also about getting blind drunk and vomiting and shitting yourself in someone else's bed, so that little bit of residual smell that'll never come out won't be your problem. And lastly, it's about screaming absolutely vile and bloody obscenities at 12-year-old kids over the internet through video games while Susan's in the other room making important work phone calls. Honestly, I could be up here for hours rattling off some of the many golden and life-shaping moments over the years. The good, the bad, the funny, the sad. But this is a wedding and we have some love to celebrate. So all that other stuff aside, Pico, it's been an honour growing up with you and learning life's lessons. It's an honour to stand here as your best man. Susan, you're an amazing human. I've never met someone so chill, so down to earth and easy to get along with. Someone so happy to go with the flow no matter where it takes you. And someone who always manages to laugh and find a way to make others laugh in any and all situations. Together, I've never seen you guys fight, argue or even get heated. And what you have is very special. So much so that I knew from the first day of your relationship that you two were destined to be together. So despite you both being well-rounded, unique individuals, I've always considered you both a single, unstoppable unit. And today you finally made it official. So please everybody join me in raising a glass, which I don't have, for the newlywed couple. Cheers.
All of our friends and family, thanks for travelling, coming out, spending part of your day for our special day. I know a lot of you has travelled a lot of distance to come out, so just bottom of our hearts, thank you to everyone. Susan's family, yes. For the first day I turned up on your doorstep, you're so welcoming, instantly including me in all your family gatherings. That includes the trivia and the board game nights. Even though sometimes I was falling asleep on the couch, I was like, you finish that off. And yes, every day I come over there, straight away I raid their cookie jar and their lonely chart before I even say hello to everyone. I don't think anything's changed from other mates' houses. But your caring, kind, intelligent personalities really shine through to Susan as well. You can really see... it's all come through. I'm like, that's why she's so beautiful and I love her. So thank you for accepting me into your family. Just as that same love from my family has gone towards Susan. So thank you. And Susan, my gorgeous wife now, 9.5 years. I can say it now. I've loved getting to know you. We have great banter. We do silly things all the time just to make each other laugh, silly dances. It's just been a heap of fun. But she has this incredible sweet side to her. I'll give you a bit of insight to us. We normally send each other good morning messages and always call each other once we finish work, just to let each other know we're doing okay and see how our days are going. She'll always leave me these little heart-shaped stickers on my lunch. But I think that's more just so I don't take hers. But no one wants vegetarian stuff, so you don't make friends. So this one time though, I have to give it to her. She did up a game and she wrote me this lovely note and taped it to my steering wheel in my car. She didn't tell me this, but at 6 a.m. in the morning when I walked out to my car half asleep, and opened that door and sat down in my seat, not realising a giant piece of paper was taped to my steering wheel, I freaked out and turned around and looked in the back seat thinking I was about to get jumped. That was the last time she ever taped anything to the steering wheel, but she has continued those lovely notes. So, yes. We've also gone a lot of exploring, travelling, camping trips, our van trips that we've spent weeks on end. In confined spaces. We decided to go ziplining on one of them occasions, driving through Victoria, smashing down rain just before it, and then we've seen it eased up just like today over the last few days. And we thought, this is a great opportunity, let's go on that zipline now. And we got up in the air and it come through and we got trapped up in the air for about half an hour while all the bark got stripped off the trees and we had to get emergency rescued. But in that time, Susan was so calm and collected and we just chilled and laughed about it, but that's just us. We just go with the flow. We got off that zip line, dried our shoes on our air conditioning vents and drove to our next camp trip. But yeah, that's a little bit about us. And lastly, I just want to thank the groomsmen and bridesmaids. Everything you've done leading up today, we couldn't have done it without you as well. You've given us great insight into your relationships as well. So in the bottom of our hearts, just thank you. And thank you everyone for coming out here. And let's party. And thank you.
Cup of coffee with the sunrise. Got this morning going just right. No plans and it's so nice, so nice.
Can I shift to the left?
Lord knows that it's been a long week. Whole world's been leaning on me. Right here, right where I wanna be. It's gonna be a good day, a good vibe. A little bit of post-mates in my time. the iPhone. Go anywhere we wanna go. If you want me, I'm yours, baby, just say so. Ooh, Lord knows. Whole world's been leaning on me. Right here, right
All right, we're going to invite the bridal party to join us in.
A good vibe, ordering a little Postmates in my ties. Turn the music up on a long drive. Make a little love in the sunshine. It's gonna be a good day, a good time. As long as I got your hand in mine. Wouldn't wanna live any other way. Wake up every morning, look at you and say, it's gonna be a good day. Da 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 da. It's gonna be a good day. We should turn up both the iPhones.